It's basically an average of 2 against a game. How do you solve that? What do you have to do? Go back to basics? Is it a change in personnel, formation? How do you...
Well, I think we've done that. I think it's there's a lot of naivety in our team, a lot of young players. And obviously it's been a bigger demand for them this season. So I think, listen, we've played a number of systems and shapes. Individually, it comes down to being able to have that mentality to track a runner and go with a runner or stop a cross. And that can be in whatever shape it is. So yeah, but it's my responsibility to find that solution. Like I said, tonight, good offensively, but it's nowhere near good enough defensively.
Let's touch on that positive offensively. Really good reaction to going 2-0 down. When you got back to 2-2, did you sense it could be another Moscow and you could come back and win the game? Yeah,
it was up to the players if we could we just tighten up the gaps and do that dirty side of the game. Like the first goal, we should have went in front, and then they virtually with the first attack in the box, they score. So we've got to do more to block the shot. You've got to be more aggressive. You've got to throw your body there to stop the shot. And then, like I say, the third goal, the second goal, we jump at the wrong times, and that opens up the space. And then the third goal, you've got to track the runner. And then when you do, you've got to stop the cross. And these are the basics of the game that we aren't doing so well. So, but the goals, yeah. The first goal with Johnny, we stay alive to it, and he finishes it well. Kieran, delighted for him because he's come into the team and done very, very well. And again, for likes of him, it's a new experience, and playing against a really good side. But the third goal, like I said, we give away. It was a really cheap goal. We had big chances as well in the second half. James is a huge chance, you know, that he'll be disappointed with. And other opportunities when we were there, but no, we didn't defend well enough, ultimately.
Historically, European campaigns are fairly rare in Leicester's history. Can you go on and win the Conference League? Are you aiming to do exactly that?
Well, I'm not even thinking. I've got to be honest, I don't even know what the competition is, in all fairness. I was focused on the Europa League, winning this group, at the very least finishing second. So, with all due respect to the competition, I'm not sure what it is. So, but I'm sure I'll find out soon enough.
And finally, Newcastle coming up at the weekend. How important is that match?
Very, very important. We, like I said, our offensive side of the game has been bright, and we look like we can create goals and score goals. But no, you have to defend much better than we are. And like I say, we need to return to having that real solidity in the team in every aspect, and been really hard to beat. And then that's always your basis, and we need to get back to that.
Thanks, Brendan. So
pleasure. Thank you.
Oh, Brendan Rodgers doesn't even know what the Europa Conference League is, but someone's going to have to hand him a guide to that very quickly, Emil, because they've got a playoff game in that competition in February to get into the competition. You could see just how disappointed he is to be heading out of the Europa League.
Yeah, and you expect him to be disappointed, but I like his honesty. I love the fact that he didn't mince his words with actually competing. Football can be easy at times. It can be complicated where you put shapes and you put formations, etc. But you've got to follow runners, you've got to be able to tackle, you've got to be able to challenge, you've got to be able to win 1v1 challenges, stop crosses. And that's what he was honest about. It's easy when you do it that way.
He maybe needs to have a quick call with Antonio Conte just to see how tough it's actually been for Tottenham as well in that competition.
Yeah, well, they're going to be in it now, but you can see how angry he was, you know, because he keeps mentioning about desire, running back towards your own goal without the ball. And Emil was right when he said about tracking runners, the third goal. You look at Bertrand appealing for offside, you know, the first goal, tracking back, you know, is there enough desire in the team to stop shots, to stop crosses? That's the hard side of the game. That was the side of the game I was good at. And then what I would do, I'd try and get the ball to people like Emil, you know, to go and do the great stuff in the attacking areas. But, you know, I don't think Leicester tonight have had so many players. Listen, I'm not saying I was a good player. What I'm saying is I could tackle, I could run, and I could do the stuff for the team. Have Leicester got enough players right at this moment in time doing that?
You talked about basics there as well, you know, not doing the basics right. Does it feel to you watching that the players are testing his patience now?
Look, I think your patience will be tested at times when you're seeing so many things going wrong, and offensively, you keep saying that they're fine. They're creating chances. They're taking certain chances, but they're getting in them areas. It's defensively and shutting up passing lanes. It's actually being aggressive in and around, because again, you got to get close to people. Anyone you give time on the ball, they can do whatever they want. You can be world beaters. So you have to get tight to people and put people under pressure.
Well, let's try and help Brendan Rodgers out a little bit and have a look at the teams who are left in the Conference League. These are the teams that they could face in the playoffs. The ones on the left, the ones they could face, except Tottenham. They can't play a team from their own country at the moment. So Bodo Glimt in there, who caused Roma lots of problems earlier in the competition. Familiar names as well in Karabakh, Slavia Prague, Union Berlin as well, possibly. Robbie, anyone specifically they're going to want to avoid?
Well, the final, I can see it right there. Wouldn't it be great? Leicester Celtic. Hey? Wouldn't it be great that? That could happen, can't it? No.
Possibly, eventually.
Do we know?
Well, if not in the playoffs, but it could eventually in the final.
Could be a final, couldn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that would be a great final.
How do you want them to approach it, though, Emil? Do you want them to go out and try and win this, or to be focusing on the Premier League?
When you're in any competition, you want to go out and focus on winning it. At the end of the day, yes, the Premier League is the main objective, to get up high up that table and be challenging for Europa League and Champions League. But if you're in the competition, you don't just throw it away. You've got to be challenging.
I guess it depends where they are in the Premier League as well, because you can get into the Europa League by winning that as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. Now,
Yep.
if they're, come in February, if they're like bottom half of the table, why not play a strong team?
OK, well, let's quickly hear from Johnny Evans to see what he made of tonight's result.
John, it wasn't the result you wanted. What are your first thoughts after that defeat?
Disappointed. The Europa League, and didn't get the result we want, but probably didn't defend as well as we wanted either, and play as well as we wanted.
How do you defend better as a team?
That's the question. We're looking for it at the minute. It's been probably the story of our season. We're not quite defending well, and it's something we need to get have a look at, get back to.
Johnny Evans says he doesn't know how they fix these defensive problems. It's Newcastle next in the league at the weekend. It's going to be the battle of the dodgy defences in that one.
But yeah, and the attacks are actually doing reasonably well. St. Maximin's a fantastic player, so someone they'll have to really look at and try and stop. But that's the best thing about football as well. You've got a chance to rectify what's gone wrong, so they've got a chance to really put that to bed.
Robbie,
who's going to win the weekend?
the one with the more dodgy defence, probably. They've got to get back to basics, though, Robbie.
Yeah, they have. I'm sure they work hard on the training ground. They've got a long trip home tonight, but got to get ready for the weekend.
Thank you very much, Robbie. Emil, a disappointing night then for Leicester. They are out of the Europa League, but they came so close. Good night.